Hello and welcome everyone to this live stream, and of course hello and welcome to everyone watching the replay. Welcome. This is another hashtag stay home roller coaster photography session using NoLimits 2, as we did the days before, but this time will be a bit different. First, Nico/Jürgen is not with us. I'm alone. And second, I am going to take only one picture, but this one will be a bit special. I'm going to take one long time night exposure photo with those nice lights of the coaster going through the tracks, just like the one you saw on the thumbnail. I will walk you through the entire process of doing so, and let's get started. So, okay, in NoLimits, we are looking for a nice picture where we get some nighttime action. The tricky thing is we want to find a section where we have multiple sections where there are trains on the track, so we need to find a place where we can time that. And right now I'm just looking around and look for a nice angle. Won't be seen. Then next up should be the zero G roll. Yeah, okay. This will be a nice one, so we can trace the lights. Pretty awesome. Good. Next up is... okay, won't have any impact on that section. Okay, also on that. Okay, maybe something on that looping. Probably not though. So next up is this Immelmann. Ooh, no, we won't have any action there. Ah, that's sad. Because we need to see the light source to paint that graffiti, if you want to name it that. Okay, stop. So this is a bad spot. All right, so we settled for this this angle. We are going to shoot this picture at night with a long time exposure, and to that in NoLimits we need the video function. It's getting day. What? No. No. No, 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 no. It's getting day. What? I didn't even know that this is possible in this game. It's getting day. Great. In this case, just restart it. Go back to night. That's great. That's great. So we need clouds and no fog and no wind. Oh man, I did not know that that there is a night-day cycle in this game. So another try. We need a train. Yeah, like this. And as soon as we have the train, we just record in normal speed. As soon as it's getting light on our zero G roll. And come on. There we go. So we record that in normal speed with 60 frames per second. And that should illuminate the track just right. We wait until the train is out of sight. Stop the recording and go to the second element, which will be the track coming from above. All right. That should be enough already. So now we have to wait again. And now with the lowest speed possible, we need to record how the train is coming down from the top into our Immelmann and back out. And this could take a while because we're recording with 60 frames per second in 1/3 of the speed. So this is gonna take a while, as well as create us huge files. I suspect that this video clip will be around 30 gigs on my hard drive when we are done here. So yeah, time to wait. And soon you will see why we need to go on the slowest pace, and especially why we needed the motion blur. We are now seeing the lights coming into frame, and we will blend every frame on top of each other, so the lights should draw a beautiful line. The problem is this is a computer simulation, so there is no smooth movement between one and each frame. So technically, if you watch frame by frame, the light will change position in every frame, and there is no in between. So we enabled the motion blur to hopefully draw a smooth light object, which will overlap at the end and the beginning of each frame, so we have one continuous line. It won't be perfect, and we might have to do some retouching in Photoshop later, but it's a way better result than when we would not go for motion blur and just went plain for sharp frame after sharp frame after sharp frame. Speaking of sharp frame, in case we want to add some depth of field, we can do that later, because I figured out if we do it in the game already, we will have some weird artifacts in the smoothness of the light. So I just kept that for the moment. And if you watch closely to the lights, you will see there is a motion blur going on, and hopefully this will be smooth enough. Now you can see it pretty good. It's like a line. The light is getting a line, and we need to combine all those lines later. And we need to wait until the entire car is through the track, so we don't get weird artifacts, or we get less weird artifacts of the car on the track. Because we will get them for sure, but probably we will get less if the car is gone. Alright, so stop the recording, and we are basically done with NoLimits. Now it's just a time of having time and going through some interesting things. So as I just said, the files are huge, and this clip we just created is almost 32 gigabytes big, and we created 2 of them. The second one is 5. So now comes the fun part. We will start with the small file. We need to extract every single frame of that video and save it as a picture. And to do that, I'm using FFmpeg. And it's pretty easy. The minus I option is creating thanks to the -I option, we have the ability to extract every frame of a given video to a given destination. And that's exactly what we are doing with our first video, which is going to be extracted into this folder I just created, into this path. And now I should be able to press enter. And FFmpeg is extracting every single frame and is saving it as a PNG file. And this is exactly what we see here. Every frame is now getting its own file. And if we want to take a look at one file, we see it's just a frame of the video. And I don't know, did I remove my mouse? Or is my mouse in every screenshot now? No, my mouse seems to be outside. That's good. At least something. Yo, we are already at how many? At almost 200 frames, and this is by far not all. Okay, so the short clip is 188 frames. That's a lot, but version B will be way more. So we do the exact same thing for version B now. And to do that, I'm just gonna repeat the command using the second video as well as the second folder. Pressing enter and oh man, that's not good. Tell me, what did I do wrong? I might got the wrong name. Yep, I just got the wrong name of the video clip. So I'm just gonna replace that. Bam. All right. Now we basically have to wait until B is extracted. But while FFmpeg is doing that, we can already jump into Photoshop and start to import our first video, because yes, we now need to import all those frames into Photoshop to be able to fake a long time exposure. Once Photoshop is loaded, we can go to scripts and say load files into stack. In our load layers panel, if it's loaded, yeah, it's loaded, nice. We say create a smart object from the layers loaded. That's important later on. And then we're just gonna go and select the first extracted files from the first video, which is at media cache temp infinity. That's the name of the coaster. Night A, we extracted A. So going down, selecting all the files, pressing OK. And now Photoshop is loading. Hell yeah. And this will take a while. Speaking of taking a while, yeah, FFmpeg is still extracting the frames from the video, of the second video. This is going to be painful. Alright, so the first video is loaded with 188 frames, that's fine. So we import them. And this will, again, take a while. Alright, now we only have to wait 188 times that time we already waited for Photoshop to load every single frame. Yeah, I'm telling you, if you want to do long time exposure photos in NoLimits, get a Nintendo Switch or a cup of coffee or a cup of tea or anything to waste time, because you will wait a lot, believe me. It will be waiting simulator if you want to. Queue time simulator. And remember, we are only doing the first one, where there are no actual lights in yet, so it might take a while. And FFmpeg is still extracting. And the B version is already at almost 900 frames. Show me, how far is the 900 frame? Yeah, okay. We might have around 1500 frames. Oh man, Photoshop will choke on that, I'm sure. Oh man. This will oh my god, this will need like 32 gig, maybe 30. This will need 30 gigs of RAM. This is going to be rough for Photoshop, holy moly. Alright, now we are done with the first one. Importing into Photoshop. But the rest is pretty easy and straightforward. Simply select the now created smart object. In case there is no smart object, create one. Then go to layers, smart object, where's the smart object, and stacking mode. Then you go for maximum. This will add the maximum of each frame. Well, in our case, the brightest of each frame will be added to the entire frame, and then you will have a nice illuminated zero-G roll in the background. Hopefully, that's at least the plan. Beautiful. See, we now have a beautiful illuminated zero-G roll. Yep, it only took us like, I don't know, 20 minutes. And again, kids, that was a 180 frame video. Now we're going to import I don't know, I'm still saying like 1.5K for sure video. So this might take an hour or something for us to create. Anyhow, to save storage and especially to save RAM, this is key. We are now going to we are now going to import. Do I really want to do this? No, I don't. You just go and rasterize the layer, then save this image as a Photoshop version, version A. Photoshop, so we don't lose quality. If we would compress it in a JPEG, we lose quality, so I leave it as a Photoshop file, even though I could save it as a PNG, but because it's already in Photoshop, it's just easier. And then, yes, that's not a joke, we close Photoshop again. So Photoshop is getting rid of our RAM, our used RAM is doing a cleanup, and we release the 7 gigs again, which we will need now when we start Photoshop again to import how many? Jesus, 1795 frames from our second video. This is... I never did that before. This might kill my computer. We will find out together. So scripts, load file into script, browse, night, version B, select all near 2000 frames, and just go for it. Welcome to the waiting simulator. And the problem is I can't really show you anything on the computer because my computer's current... Whoa! Task Manager just crashed. Easy. Create smart object and... Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. Let's import this and see if Photoshop can handle so many layers. Photoshop did it. Photoshop actually managed to do it. And now we are seeing what I was talking about. We have like this pattern in our lights look pretty awesome far away, but the closer they get to the camera, which means the longer the distances they travel, the worse they get. But we can actually not do much about that yet. We need to do that in post-production by actually painting over it in Photoshop, doing retouchings. So the thing I do now is I rasterize the layer, save it as well as B, Photoshop file. And now a funny, cool thing to watch is my RAM. Because if I close Photoshop, this should drop drastically. Yes. And now we can open Photoshop again and import the two finished pictures together and blend them. So we get one nice composition. That's exactly what I'm going to do. We need that one open. And we need version A open. We put version A over version B. Okay. So we have those two elements illuminated now. And we now need to blend the both. We can do this either by using a blend mode, just like we did. For that, we just go and create another smart object. Then go to layers, smart object, and blend. Wait, what? Select the smart object, layer, smart object, stack mode and go again for maximum. And now we blended the both. Yeah, I think I just leave it with that for now. I will possibly retouch that later in a different stream, or I would just leave it like this. But this is basically how to do a long time exposure shot in NoLimits using the video feature. And kids, it only took us 1 hour and 35 minutes to do one picture. So maybe rethink your decision to do that. All right. Thanks for watching this stream. I'm Green. This is Greenbox. Feel free to leave a subscriber. Feel free to become a subscriber. Leave a subscription. Leave a like. Leave a comment. Follow me on YouTube, Instagram. My neighbors will love me. And with that, see ya. Bye.